Which body feature is most closely associated with a shark? Cartilaginous skeleton is correct because it is a characteristic feature of the shark. This body structure is not just recognizable. It also serves a functional role in survival. For example, it may help with feeding, movement, defense, temperature, regulation, or communication. Which conservation problem is best described as this? Natural living areas are destroyed or fragmented. Habitat loss is the correct answer because the description matches that conservation threat exactly. This issue can reduce population size, disrupt breeding, and damage ecosystems. Understanding conservation vocabulary is essential when discussing endangered species and habitat protection. Which animal best fits this statement? It is more strongly associated with land habitats. Toad is correct because it better matches the statement than the other options. Comparison questions test whether you can connect animals to their core ecological context. Here, the key is recognizing the species most strongly linked to that environment or lifestyle. Which animal is best known for this life cycle fact? It begins life as an egg, becomes a caterpillar, forms a chrysalis, and emerges as an adult. Butterfly is correct because that life cycle detail is a defining biological fact about the species. This relates to the concept of metamorphosis, which is important in zoology because it shows how development and reproduction vary across animals. Life cycle knowledge also helps explain survival strategies at different stages of life. Which animal class does the ant belong to? The ant belongs to the insect class. This is correct because it shows defining insect traits. For example, the ant is associated with colony life, and it is widely known as social insect. Understanding classification helps identify shared body structures, life processes, and evolutionary relationships. Which of the following animals is most strongly associated with the mountain's habitat? Eagle is the best answer because it is commonly found in the mountains. This habitat is characterized by thin air and steep slopes. An eagle has adaptations that help it survive there. Matching animals to habitats is important because environment strongly shapes feeding, movement, and survival strategies. What type of diet is most typical for an ant? The correct answer is omnivore. An ant is typically described as an omnivore based on what it usually eats in nature. This dietary pattern fits its body design and behavior. In this case, its colony life supports the way it obtains or processes food. Knowing diet types helps explain food webs and ecosystem balance. Which animal is best known as the animal famous for carrying its young in a pouch? Kangaroo is correct because it is the animal most widely recognized for being the animal famous for carrying its young in a pouch. This fact is commonly taught in zoology and general science. These record holder facts are useful because they highlight standout anatomical or behavioral adaptations among species. Which animal is especially known for displaying behavior linked to its flattened body? Ray is correct because this behavior is strongly associated with that species. Behavioral adaptations help animals feed, avoid danger, and reproduce successfully. In the case of the ray, This behavior is a major part of how it survives in seafloor regions. Which body feature is most closely associated with a spider? Silk production is correct because it is a characteristic feature of the spider. This body structure is not just recognizable, it also serves a functional role in survival. For example, it may help with feeding, movement, defense, temperature regulation, or communication.